Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another video for you guys. Now this interview came out a couple days ago, but I just now saw it a couple minutes ago before I started recording this. And I didn't read the full statement because I'm like, this can't be real, right? Because what she just did. Okay. So Ruby Rose, as you know, who played Kate Kane, Batwoman on the show Batwoman for the first season, left out of nowhere, basically right after the finale and everything. And apparently, a couple days ago, she was being interviewed, and she says that she would be open to take on another superhero role. What? Because the last time you took on a role, you left the project, and a lot of stuff has come out since then about your departure. So let's read her full statement here. Absolutely. Look, playing a superhero is a dream. It's so much fun. Of course I would. I'd play a superhero. I'd play a villain. There's a lot of things I'd like to do. There was something very special about playing Batwoman and Kate Kane and introducing her to the world. Helping inspire a bunch of kids, which is Javicia Leslie is doing right now, of course, as Ryan Wilder on Batwoman Season 2. It's such a beautiful thing to be able to watch any roles that challenge you in a particular way or have a bigger, greater meaning or great story behind them. I love and really react and respond to that material. Now, with that statement, I mean, okay, yeah, she's open to playing another role. My thing, and the reason why I'm making this video is because the last time you took on a role as a superhero, it didn't go well behind the scenes. They didn't want to continue working with you. You didn't want to continue working with them. You limited your hours on set you were doing per day for that show to the point where they had to use stand-ins a lot more than normal because you weren't actually there to film stuff. I don't even know how they got your show even filmed a certain way because of how limited you were on screen in terms of you being on set, from what we heard. It's been multiple people have been talking, okay? It's not just like one person said something. I don't know. It just seems kind of odd. And the thing was, too, I was somebody who was, like, supporting the show, and this before I heard any of this stuff in terms of Season 1. I watched the show. There's a lot of people, of course, who hated the show, hated Ruby Rose, hated what they were doing on Batwoman. But for me, I was enjoying for what they were doing. Obviously, it wasn't a Batman show, which I would have preferred because I love Batman. But I love Batwoman, too. I love that character. So I was down. And her in Elseworlds, she was great. But I don't think she fully understood how much work this was going to be. And the fact is that shooting up in Vancouver, it's always cold for the most part. And apparently it just wasn't working out. Apparently a lot of the cast, too, wasn't too happy with her performance and what she was doing in terms of not showing up all the time and having limited hours on set per day when they were working a lot more. So, yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, look, if it's a movie, maybe. But I just don't see them wanting Ruby Rose as another hero or villain. I don't know. I guess it depends on the thing, but I just find it interesting that she's saying this when we have heard a lot of different people talking about how this is how she acted on set, this is how she was, she didn't want to be there, she didn't want to continue, and she was being interviewed a while back too about talking reason why she left, or she was asked about why she left the role. She's like, well, when the shutdown happened, I started to reflect more on things, and I decided it was time to move on. No, that's not what happened. That is not what happened, but keep on telling people what you want them to hear, because they didn't want to continue working with you. They could not I don't know how they were able to shoot the show as much as they did because of how limited she was. You go back and watch Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 5. I know this is Crisis, not Batwoman. But go back and watch Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 5. During the Anti-Monitor fight with all the heroes, that is a stunt double the entire time. Ruby is not there once. They never do a close-up on Ruby Rose. We have a close-up of every other character in that scene throughout that whole entire fight. We have close-ups of them, so we know it's them. We know it's the actor. Not once did they have a close-up on Ruby Rose, Batwoman. Why? Because she wasn't there. Not there at all. So I don't know how they were able to do this. I don't know how they were able, and I'm guessing they're like, we can't continue shooting the show where she's limited hours per day because she's demanding it. She's not going to be on set after this amount of hours. She's just going to leave. Yeah, so we can't do this. So I really need to go back and watch Season 1 of Batwoman, like towards the later bit of episodes before the season ended, to see if I start to notice, because I wasn't really noticing it, but now that I've heard this, if I start to see how they were able to kind of mask her not being in the scene, because maybe they're doing more like standalone shots of people talking to her, and they're shooting her side of the conversation because that's when she's there, and then they're shooting the others. I don't know. Obviously, this is all not confirmed information in terms of like, this is exactly what happened, but the fact that so many people have talked, we've heard from so many different people who have come out to talk about this, and different people saying, this is what I've heard, this is what I've heard, this is what's going on. Come on. I just don't think she'll take on another superhero role. I just don't see it happening. I just found it interesting that she would say all this when what she did to Batwoman. They had to go a completely different route because she just wasn't working out. Should have known beforehand what you're getting yourself into. But oh well. So, what do you guys think of this information? Do you think Ruby is ever going to become another hero or a villain? Do you think it's going to happen? I honestly don't see it happening, but yeah. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I thought this was interesting. I just wanted to talk about it. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.